In 1960, KTBC released a short film called Target Austin, narrated by legendary broadcaster Cactus Pryor.
It's a hot June day in Austin, Texas. Congress Avenue has the usual mid-morning traffic.
A typical day in the middle of the 20th century, until it wasn't.
An air raid warning has been declared in this area. This means that possibly within 20 minutes, the Austin area may be hit by missiles. There will not be time to evacuate. Repeat, there will not be time to evacuate.
The film depicted how Austin would react to the threat of a nuclear blast. Some took shelter, others ran.
And then at 19 minutes past the original alert,
I know, Target Austin looks like the Twilight Zone, and it is legitimately frightening. Even though North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was photographed back in 2013 with some sort of strike map that Austin appeared to be on, come on, aiming for Austin is unlikely. But with President Trump and Kim Jong-un constantly at odds these days, Target somewhere is a real possibility. The doomsday clock is 2 minutes to midnight.
It's gonna be chaos. Absolute chaos.
Gary Lynch sells insurance, so to speak.
You have auto insurance, you're not planning to have a wreck. You have health insurance, you're not planning on having a stroke. I mean, it's the same thing.
Nearly 200 miles from Austin in East Texas, the Rising S Company in Murchison is building safe havens from economic collapse, civil unrest, and nuclear fallout.
Not only is this a bomb shelter, this is a place to stay away from everything when all hell breaks loose.
Speaking of bomb shelters and all hell breaking loose, when other Target Austin characters went into hysterics at the thought of a nuclear strike, Dorothy Klukas was calm.
she knows they are prepared, that their home contains a fallout shelter designed specifically for this emergency.
They were trying to demonstrate how to get into one, how to make one, and please go in your backyard and do one.
Austin actress Colleen Hardin portrayed Dorothy all those years ago. She's 95 years old today.
I was telling my son about this, and he said, you do remember that we kept having these drills to have to get under a desk. They would pull a shade or do something, make a lot of noise, and all the kids had to get underneath their desks. He said, as if that was going to keep you from an atomic bomb.
Hardin says the fallout shelter her fictional family went down into was at Zilker Park. And guess what? It's still here, a relic of the past behind the caretaker's cottage, which is now the park ranger station. According to an old Statesman article, you could build one of these concrete rooms for under $2,000. A little bit more expensive to build one these days, but we'll get to that later. Welcome home. At first glance, a modern-day bomb shelter looks fairly similar to the one Dorothy Klukas and her family used back in the 60s, with a few upgrades. Comfortable bedding, fit for a family of 4. This one, though, is made of pure steel. Living room, television set, working water, stove, shower. Hey, there's even a toilet. Also, solar power, blast valves, and a nuclear biological chemical filtration system. Lynch says Rising S Company shelters start at $40,000. Depending on what customers want, the price tag can get into the millions.
I've put swimming pools underground, greenhouses underground, horse stables underground, built shelters with bowling alleys, shooting ranges.
And when tension between North Korea and the U.S. plays out on the evening news, the phones at Rising S start ringing. So how likely is a nuclear strike on American soil? Dr. Alan Cooperman is founding coordinator of the Nuclear Proliferation Prevention Project at the LBJ School of Public Affairs. The group works to make sure peaceful uses for nuclear technology don't end up putting nuclear weapons in the hands of the bad guys. Dr. Cooperman says North Korea has missiles that could reach the U.S., warheads that could do serious damage, and they're probably working on re-entry.
I think most experts believe that within a year or two, they'll have the full package.
Cooperman says President Trump should be toning down the rhetoric with Kim Jong-un.
If they think we're going to hit them first, they are much more likely to hit us, either in retaliation or out of panic. that they're about to lose their arsenal, so it's use it or lose it. They might as well shoot at us.
If a strike happens and you don't have a state-of-the-art shelter, the Department of Homeland Security's Ready website says to remove contaminated clothing and try to get into a basement or the center of the nearest building.
You know, I tell people to plan on a minimum of 90 days, but I personally am prepared for a year.
Our monitors report that radiation in the city is now decayed to a point where those in shelters may come out without harm.
To Roger and Dorothy and Kathy Klukas, this is the end of the storm. And slowly, Austin, Texas returns to life.
Casey Claiborne, Fox 7 Austin News.